My daughter Ella is here with me today. So here we are on a rainy day in the richest country in the world, in the richest state in the country, in a state as blue as it can be, and in a city rife with millionaires, where teachers have to go on strike to get the basics for our students. Here we are in a fight for the soul of public education. The question is, do we starve our public neighborhood schools so that they are cut and privatized? Or do we reinvest in our public neighborhood schools for our students and for a thriving city? We are here to say from the picket lines of Los Angeles that we choose reinvestment. Reinvest from the $2 billion LAUSD reserve. Reinvest from the over $140 million in new money from the state coming in right now. Investment banker Superintendent Austin Beutner was brought in by Eli Broad and the billionaires. He was brought in after Eli Broad bought the school board elections. We are here to say, Austin Beutner, do not hoard LAUSD's reserve in order to move your cuts and privatization agenda. Reinvest that money in our students, in class size reduction. Do we need class size reduction? Yeah. In more nurses. Do we need more nurses? Yeah. In counselors, in librarians, in early education, bilingual education, adult education, special education, and a fair wage for educators. Does that sound like common sense? Yes! Let's be clear. Educators do not want to strike. We don't want to miss time with our students. We don't want to be locked out of our classrooms. We don't want to have less money for the car payment or less money for the school supplies that we always end up buying ourselves. Great teachers like Silali Chavez in the Valley told me it was devastating to close up her classroom on Friday, not knowing when she would be back, but she knew we had to do it to fight for the schools that our students deserve. But let's be equally clear, no one has a bird's eye view of the attack on public education the way educators do. No one sees the effects on students in LA the way that teachers do. And this attack on our schools comes from all levels. At the federal level, Title I for poor students and students of color and the IDEA for special education students have been chronically underfunded for decades. This affects our students in LA, am I right? Yes! At the state level, the richest state in the country is 43rd out of 50 among the states in per pupil funding. California should be leading, not languishing. This affects our students in Los Angeles. Am I right? Yes! At the state level, a charter school law from 25 years ago has been used by billionaires to make a charter school industry. $600 million per year drained from neighborhood schools by the unregulated growth of charters. A lack of transparency and our most vulnerable students not served by many corporate charters. This affects our students in Los Angeles, am I right? Yes! Let's be clear. We are on strike about class size, nurses, counselors, charter co-location, fair wages, special education, and more. But in this moment, with this movement, we must also push for what is common sense policy outside of bargaining. We need an increase in state per pupil funding, am I right? Yes! We need to enact charter school transparency and accountability right now. Yes! We need to establish a charter school cap right now. Yes! We need to invest in proven improvement strategies like the community schools model right now. Yes! And we need to education schemes like Austin Beutner's reimagined plan into the trash can right now. I want to speak to the billionaires for a minute. We are not going the way of New Orleans, where you privatized and closed every single school in that city. Public education is not your plaything, billionaires. It belongs to the people of Los Angeles. I want to speak to our students for a minute, like the students here. Do we have students here? The next time someone tells you that you are the future, tell them to prove it to you by investing in you. Students, we are striking for you. Let's give it up for our students. I want to speak to our parents. Do we have parents here? We've been overwhelmed by the support we feel from you. Let's win in this moment for our kids' parents, and let's keep on building this movement for the future. And now I want to speak to UTLA members. Do we have UTLA members here?